Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Miri and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and stay for a while. I upload 3 times a week. Get ready with me, so shop my stash, try on any makeup. If it's beauty or makeup related, I will be posting it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, today it's all about Dior Beauty. Specifically, this new glow face palette from the Dior Backstage line. It's a highlighting face palette. It did also launch with an eyeshadow palette, but I decided to skip the eyeshadow palette. It just looked a little too icy for my personal taste, and I just knew after the review I probably wasn't going to pick up that palette all too often. I will use the rest of my Dior makeup collection, but the star of the show is the Glow Face palette. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this video. Okay, hair is pulled back. Primers are already on. I do not own any primers from Dior. It's not that I don't want to. I definitely want to. The latest one they launched, I was very interested in it, but I believe it was like $52 for the primer. So yeah, I decided I don't need it that bad. Okay, my skin is not as flawless as it normally is. I am going through some breakout blemishes. I got this one here. This one's healing. This one just appeared last night. This one's also healing. I think that's it. But I'm thinking it might be hormonal since it's just here. I did recently change up my diet a tiny bit. So maybe my skin is also purging. I don't know. But such is life. Very rare do you see me with as many blemishes as I have, but it does happen. Okay, so for foundation, I have the Forever Matte Liquid Foundation, which I absolutely love. And I used to have the glowy one, but I went ahead and decluttered that. And then the stick, the foundation stick. This is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Face Stick 2.5N is the shade that I have. And I've been loving this. It is absolutely beautiful. I think Dior did a fabulous job. I'm ecstatic that I picked it up and tried it out because I ended up loving it. Now I will say that your skin should be very well prepped, especially if you do have dry skin, because the formula does feel like if you have dry skin, it might cling to that. All right, now we're gonna jump in to concealer. And I do own the Dior Backstage Flash Perfection Concealer in 2N. Again, part of the Backstage line, which is meant to be a little bit more on the affordable side of Dior. I did not give this concealer a good review. It does have a little brush tip. It's too drying for my under eyes, so I have to use very little. The applicator is perfect because it's a brush tip. It's been a minute since I've used it, so we'll see how it performs today. The times that I have used it, it's too dry for my personal liking. And when I do my declutter for concealers, I will more than likely be decluttering this. I haven't heard too many people state that they love that concealer. I've heard 1 or 2, but not too many. This is the Kyoto maybe. It's like a big eye brush, but I purchased this specifically for concealer and I've been loving it. And it just works perfect. Bristles are soft, don't poke my under eyes. It's a really nice. Okay, so here is what the complexion is looking like. Foundation is looking beautiful. The concealer, not as amazing. It still looks really pretty. Like you could see my under eyes look pretty, but you can definitely tell right in the areas that are dry that this concealer is a tiny bit dry. It's not as bad as I remember. So maybe I can make it work. I don't know, we'll see. And the only reason I'm using this concealer today is because the last time I reviewed some Dior makeup, when I bought foundation stick, the concealer, and the blush and contour highlighter duos, I used the Forever matte, or Forever Skin, the other concealer. I don't know, I just felt like I needed to explain myself. Anywho, now we're gonna jump in to some bronzer. This is the Dior Forever Skin Contour Stick. I have the shade 0210, 4 different shades available, but the way they set it up is shade 1 and 3 are more of your contouring tones, and shade 2 and 4 are a little bit more warm. I definitely feel they needed to give us probably 2 more tones, 1 more bronzing shade and 1 more contour shade, because I don't think the tones that they give us covers a lot of skin tones. But that's just my personal opinion. This does dry down pretty fast, so you have to work quick, but it is a very beautiful bronzing shade, at least for me and my skin tone. I've been enjoying it. The formula is also very, very pretty. Yeah, I have the shade 01 on my wish list for the Sephora sale because, like I said, I'm really enjoying this bronzing stick, and I would like to have a contouring one from Dior. Okay, I don't own a cream blush from Dior. I don't even know if they have liquid or cream blushes, or if they have had in the past. I don't know. Let me know down below. I could also be forgetting. I have so much makeup. Anywho, I do own 2 different powders from Dior. This one here, which is the Natural Velvet Compact Foundation in shade 3N. I would not say this is a powder foundation. I would say this is more of a finishing powder. Also, this does not look like 3N to me. Yeah, it definitely runs lighter than it looks and then the liquid foundations. So I have used this under my eyes and it does do a decent job. And I also use this as a finishing powder. So I already set my under eyes with some setting spray. And now we're gonna set the under eyes with this powder. Hopefully it's not too dark, but I'm going pretty light-handed. It does offer some coverage, but it's definitely not Makeup Forever material as far as it being a powder foundation. Okay, that looks decent. It is a really softening kind of powder. It just doesn't hold the oils in, at least for me and my skin type. It's more of a finishing powder for me personally. I also own this, which is the Cushion powder, and this is in the shade Light. I don't even know if this is still available. If it is, I bet you anything, most of the shades are sold out. This darkens your foundation up. The times I have used it, I need to make sure that the foundation I'm wearing is not too dark because it does darken up your foundation. I don't love this powder. Last time I checked, it did not hold my oils at bay. I honestly don't remember the last time I used this, but I don't like it. I wasted my money on it. Okay, I feel like so far I'm kind of eating my words. Everything's looking really nice. I don't feel like it darkened up my foundation. Maybe just a tad bit. I don't know. And I did also forget to mention that the cream blush I ended up using was from Westman Atelier in the shade Brichette. Okay, I went into my MAC paint pot in Soft Ochre. I do have a couple of quints, but since today the focus is the Glow Face palette from the Dior Backstage line, I figured let me pull out the Dior Backstage eye palette that I do own, and it's in 006 Bronze Neutrals. I think they changed the layout. So this is one of the formats where it has the cream primer at the end, and then the rest of them are eyeshadows. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but I could be wrong. And again, like I mentioned, the one that was released with the face palette that I purchased, it was just a tiny bit too icy, a little too 90s for me. So I decided to skip on that one. But let me create a quick eye look with this and then we'll move on to the rest of the face. Most of these are like a satin type of formula with just a slight amount of sheen in it. I think the only true matte I think is this one. I think the rest of them have some sort of sheen. Okay, let's start with this shade here. Shimmer Bronze, I believe. This is the Moda 466. And I'm going to use this in the crease. Yeah, see, this one has sheen, so if you don't like that on your crease, beware. I do enjoy this formula. It's very forgiving as far as fine lines go. Okay, very subtle. Should I jump into this one? Okay, just kidding. The shade I added, the name of it is Bronze. In the back it tells you what formula it is, and it's a shimmer, but to me it looks more like a sheen kind of satin shade. Okay, let's go into dark. Well, dark burgundy also says it's a shimmer, but to me that does not look like a shimmer. This is the E25 from Sigma. Whoa. Tap the excess. This formula is not going to be for everybody. Compared to Indie, these are a joke basically. But they do, like I said, the formula is just so forgiving. They blend out really soft and beautifully. It's definitely a more sophisticated kind of look. If you like eyeshadow but don't like a ton of pigment, this formulation is for you. Okay, gosh, it looks patchy on this side. I went too far in with that brown. I'll fix it here in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna jump into this one. I did put a tiny bit of NYX glitter glue. This is not gonna be like your typical shimmer shade. It's gonna be that same satin kind of formula with just a few teeny tiny sparkles. So like I said, a very soft, sophisticated kind of eye look that you get from these palettes. That's either for you or it isn't. All right, I do not have any brow products from Dior, so I went ahead and used the Gucci brow pencil. I just haven't set my eyebrows. I also do not have a mascara from Dior. I have tried one, did not like it. Okay, now we're gonna jump into the Color and Glow shade 100 Diorissimo Contour and Glow. This is shade 1 out of 2. It's a little bit light for me. I have to really build it up, but it is a very pretty, a baked gelée kind of formulation. This is the TF2, but like I said, I really have to build it up, and this is definitely more of a contouring shade than a bronzing shade. This highlighter in here is so pretty. I do own a couple of bronzers from Dior, and I do enjoy the formula. Okay, I pulled out these two bronzers, the newest one that I purchased, which is the Natural Bronze Glow in 032 Pink Bronze. And it's that bronzer that has highlighter and blush all in one. So you just swirl your brush and use it as a bronzer, and if you're light enough, you could probably use it as a blush as well. And then this is the Natural Bronze 006 Amber Bronze, but I got it in the, is it Dior Rivera? I think that was the collection. I honestly do not remember. And I picked this shade because 5 is a little bit light, and I have to really build it up in order for you to be able to see it. And I feel like this is a better tone for my skin tone. Let's do this one because the blushes I'm excited for. We're gonna use this TF1 from Sonia G. And these bronzers do have that typical Dior scent if you do not like that. Okay, Everything's looking beautiful. I did not do anything in the inner corner because I think I'm going to use the highlighting face palette. Okay, so I have here the Color and Glow 257 Dior Rivera Blush and Glow. This blush is very, very pretty. I do have to use a pretty dense brush. This is the MY from My Kid Co and Danessa Myricks. But I found my Dior blush. This is one of the singles, and this is from the Birds of a Feather, that collection. It's just the Couture Color 462. I don't remember the actual name of the blush, but see how pretty and corally it is. That's why that Chanel Cream to Powder reminded me of this one, because it's like very bright. So we're gonna use, should we use, yeah, we'll use this closer to the temple, and we'll use the more pinky one. It's just so pretty, and not scary pigmented, you know? It might have had the typical Dior scent, but it's pretty much not existent right now. I honestly don't know how old this blush is, but it's so pretty. I like this one more than the other one that I have. Okay. Oh, you see that? I missed this blush. I just couldn't find it. I didn't know where it was, and I found it. And I'm so glad that I did for this video, because you see that? It's so pretty. Okay. Wiping my brush, and now I'm going to jump into this blush formula, which is really pretty. Again, that baked gelée kind of formulation, so you definitely need a tiny bit more of a dense brush. So far from the brushes that I own, this is the one that I enjoy the most with this formula. But do you see that? And it does soften up your skin, giving it this like blurring effect. It's a really pretty formula. Just the highlighter in this duo is not my favorite. Okay, and now for the most exciting part of this video. Now we get to talk about the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. Shade 006 Celestial Glow. In the back it does have the tones. Okay, so this multi-use illuminating makeup palette, highlight and blush, retails for $48. A little bit of a description here. The iconic multi-use face makeup palette, the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, is the Dior makeup artist's secret for adding instant radiance with professional results, from a natural, healthy glow to an intense luminosity. Okay, let's see if I can find a shelf life. It was made in Italia, and it has a 12-month shelf life. This packaging messes with my camera. Okay, so here it is. This is my very first Glow Face palette. I have been wanting to purchase one of the other 2 shade colorways that they have to offer, but I don't know, I just never did. So when this was announced, I told myself, okay, that is your opportunity to own one of these face palettes. So 4 different tones here. A white, looks like a orangey coral, a pink, and an icy blue. So the white one, the description and name for this one, it says glitter, and underneath it, it has white. For the coral, it has strobe at the top and then coral as the tone. For the blue one, it says glitter and icy blue. And for the pink one, it says blush and rose is, I guess, the shade. Okay, so I'm guessing strobe means it's a little bit more soft, and glitter means it has glitter particles, because I do feel like this one's probably going to be like the bling bling of the palette. And the blush, I wonder if it's just like a sheeny, shimmery blush. You know what? Let's swatch them. It's only 4 tones, so I can swatch live. I don't like to do swatches when it's too many. Okay, so this is the coral, I think. Yeah. Oh, pretty. That looks like it's going to sink right into my skin. Here is the white, which looks a little bit on the chunky side, and it definitely has glitter. Hopefully it's not too bad. Here is the rose one, which is supposed to be a blush, but that to me looks a little bit too metallic to be a blush, but that's just my personal opinion. And then the icy blue, let me swatch a tiny bit more. Okay, so even the icy blue isn't super scary. I don't feel like it, right? Yeah, so all of these formulas to me look like you would be able to make them look a little bit on the natural side. And by natural, I mean like it might blend into your skin pretty well. I think this one's gonna be my favorite, and this one's probably gonna be my least favorite. All right, I have 4 different brushes here. This is the TF3, and I just use the point when I use this for highlighter because it's a little big for my liking. So the fact that it's tapered, using the point is perfect. The MY3 from My Kid Co and Danessa, I've been loving this for highlighter. The mini cheek from Sonia G, which has been a favorite in the past. And then the Worker L from Sonia G, also another one that I enjoy using with highlighters. Okay, so we have 4 different tones. I'm gonna use the TF3 for the rose one because put it like a blush topper, maybe. Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, you don't need a lot. Tapped my brush and now I'm gonna blend it. Okay, pretty. Yeah, I would not use this as a blush. Way too metallic. But as a little bit of a blush topper, it looks really pretty. I'm kind of scared to use that white one. Okay, I'm gonna use the icy blue. This is the mini cheek, and I'm gonna use this up here. Okay. Okay, you can definitely see the icy blue shift, but not too bad. I do have one from Ofra. I cannot remember, but it's a collaboration they did with Nikki Tutorials, and it also has a blue shift, and it's actually really pretty. But that to me looks good. It's not too icy blue. It blends into the skin. It does not give you any sort of weird, yeah. Okay, the so far formula for those 2, really pretty, does not sit on top of the skin. It does sink in, blends out like a dream. Okay, now we'll use this one, which is the Worker L, for that white, that icy white that for sure has glitter. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so out of all of them, 100%, this is the one that I'm the least fan of, because those glitter particles makes it look like it's, well, it's sinking in, but like the glitter particles are just on top. And that's what I don't like when highlighting formulas have glitter. Yeah, least favorite for sure. I think the type of brush you use will factor a lot in how it's going to lay on top of the skin. So I think if you want a tiny bit of a more blinding kind of highlighter, there's a white one would be it, and maybe using a synthetic brush, because with this Sonia G, I'm able to make it look like it's sunk into the skin. Okay, and last but certainly not least, that pretty coral. I just have a feeling this one's going to sink so beautifully into the skin. I'm going to use the MY3 from My Kid Co and Danessa Myricks. Oh yeah. Oh, just what I envisioned. I think for sure this one might be closer to what the individual highlighters look like on my skin. Oh, I knew this one was going to be my favorite. The coral one. Just from the swatch, I already knew. But do you see that? It literally just melts right into my skin. Ugh. Almost giving it that wet look. Okay. All right, so that's all of the highlighters in action. Let me go ahead and put some mascara on, set my eyebrows, and then I think we just have lips left. Yeah, because I don't think I have an eyeliner from Dior. Not like I really use eyeliner. Okay, I did set my eyebrows with the Anastasia lamination gel, and then I did go in to the face palette and use the white highlighter for my inner corner. See how it can get, like, it's pretty icy. And mascara, the Lancome mascara and some of the What's Up Beauty mascara did get a tiny bit on my lid, but I'll wait for it to dry until I scrape it off. Okay, I only own one lip liner from Dior, and this is in the shade 414 Jungle. It does have the little lip. I don't use this. I don't think I've used this. No, it was still hard. I have not used this, but for somebody who likes to smudge your lip liner, that's a perfect tool for that. And then here is the lip liner. It's a pretty warm tone. If I remember correctly, because it's been a minute since I've used it. It's not super dark. It's a little bit darker than the Chanel that I have. And it's a pretty long lasting lip liner. This one from Dior. It's a pretty formula. If you can buy one on sale, I don't think you'd regret it. And for Dior lipsticks, I only own this one, which was actually a free sample in one of my orders, and it is gosh, I can't read that. I'm so blind. Satin, is that the name of it? Nope. Okay, I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the red one, but I do have. All right, found it. It is 100 Nude Look, and it's the matte formula. Very, very pretty shade. It does have like a baby powder kind of scent. Reminds me of my grandma. And it's like a peachy nude. It is very pretty. And it's so soft. The formula is super slick, powder kiss soft. All right, let me fix my hair, all the good stuff. Come back and we'll talk. All right, my lovelies, makeup is done, and I feel like everything looks so pretty. I feel like Dior is definitely a brand that I absolutely adore, and even though some people do not agree with the price range for the products, for me, most of the products have proven that okay, the performance coincides with the price point, but that's like me personally. That's how I feel. Honestly, it's case by case whether you feel a makeup item is worth the money or not. For me, I enjoy Dior. It's a brand that I get excited when they are launching something. Now, would I say that about every single item that they launch? No, not everything. But for the most part, I get excited when they do have a launch coming. I'm super stoked that I finally own one of these Glow Face palettes. Definitely not the color story that I would have thought to pick, but I've been wanting to buy one of these palettes. Everybody raves about them. I've seen them time and time again put in favorites videos, and I just kept waiting and waiting. And now that we have one that's a new release, I felt that was my sign to pick it up. And I'm not disappointed. Even though that white shade is not something I would typically use, I still feel like it actually looks really pretty. Doesn't like you can make it bling bling, but you can also make it a little bit more on the natural side. And the blue one, the shift is not super intense. And there's definitely been occasions where I wanted a blue highlighter or wanted to add it to the look that I had going on. And now I have one from Dior. And then the other two performed beautifully. Like, I feel like all of the formulas in this one are gorgeous, and that makes me happy. And I'm ecstatic that now I finally have one of these, and I will keep using it. I always use new items for 2 to 3 weeks from getting them, just so that the next time I either use it on my channel or mention it in one of my videos, I can give you my 100% honest thoughts about the product. So it might land in a favorite video. We shall see. All right, my lovelies, I would love to know what you think about Dior as a brand. Do you shop from the brand, or do you think that the prices are just outrageous for what you get? And also, did you skip this winter 2024 collection, or did you purchase anything from the collection? Let's talk down below. I love conversing with you all in the comments section. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you all on my next video. Bye.